I'm Delta Work, and it's time for Very Merry Delta. Mariah Carey Carrie is here, but first, do you want to see me go off? I think you want to see me go off. Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be very Delta. I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Merry Delta, a luxury public access podcast and YouTube talk show where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and get very merry Delta. Very merry Delta is for the woman who has a sleep paralysis demon that sits by her pillow at night and feeds her egg bites. But first, let's get into some things that are very merry Delta. You don't have a lawyer. I am so tired of hearing people respond to some sort of injustice by saying, you know what? I'll just call my lawyer. When I leave here, I'm going to call my lawyer. Bitch, I am going to tell you right here and right now, you might know a lawyer. You might have somebody in your family that's in law school. You might have a neighbor who is a real estate lawyer. But you do not have a lawyer on retainer. The majority of us do not have the money to have legal representation constantly on retainer. Why would we have that? Why would the average person have that? If you're paying rent to an apartment building somewhere, if you are shopping for purses that have an alarm on them, sitting in the middle of Ross, because that's like your high-end ticket item, you do not have a lawyer on retainer. I know, because I do this. I don't even buy the purses with alarms on them. They're too expensive for me, even at Ross, even where they're like from 3 seasons ago. I don't have a lawyer on retainer, and you don't either. You could just walk away from a situation and be like, wow, that was fucked up. I wish I could tell someone and they could come fucking kick your ass. I guess I can't do it in court. You know what? You probably don't even have the money to take someone to like small claims court. That's like $1,000. You don't even have that. I don't have that either. Stop telling people, well, guess what? I'm going to call my lawyer. No, you're not. You don't have the kind of money for all that. You don't have the kind of clout for all that. There are people, we probably know people who have a lawyer on retainer, but we don't have a lawyer on retainer. Stop saying that. Stop saying you're going to call your lawyer. What you mean is, if you were really going to be that bitch, you'd have to go home, pull out your phone, inexpensive legal services. That's what you would have to do. Free consultation. You don't even have the money to go get a consultation. And I'm not reading you. I'm reading all of us. Like I know for sure I've never said to somebody like, I'm going to call my lawyer. I at least know that people would know I'm fucking lying. Don't you know when people know that you're lying? People can look at you and tell that you're a fucking liar. Stop doing all that. Just go up and say, you know what? I want to talk to the manager. And when the manager comes out, if the manager doesn't do what it is that you imagined was supposed to be done based on the parameters of the way things are supposed to be done, say to them, you know what? I'm going to reach out on a corporate level. That sounds doable. That sounds like you probably would do that. And I know you're not going to, because half the people that say that, they're not going to do that either, because you're too lazy. Half the people that say they're going to do that, they don't do that. They don't reach out to nobody at a corporate level. Unless you're my friend Lori Blitz. My friend Lori Blitz will write a letter for any and everything. She's not Karen-y about it, but she will write a letter and she'll get something for free every time out of it. Even when she's not asking for something for free. She just wants, people to know this fucked up situation happened. I need you to know. I spoke to the person who worked there. They didn't do anything. The manager didn't do anything. This is obviously a problem that exists constantly. But Lori never, ever says, I'm going to call my lawyer. And also, like, who decide, like, what's more powerful? Because I feel like I would say to people, if I was going to be that dumb, I would at least say I'm going to call my attorney. Because listen, if you call a lawyer, I feel like anybody can get a lawyer, but only certain people are going to be like, I have my attorney. I'm going to have my attorney call you. Attorney sounds way more powerful, right? Like, I don't know, what are some other jobs? People used to say stewardess or steward, and now they say flight attendant. I mean, they're doing the same kind of job, which is to keep you safe and keep you follow the rules. But some people prefer one name over another. My mom was a nurse her whole entire life. She put herself through nursing school. She worked at all kinds of different roles as a nurse, different specialties. And for a long time when I was a kid, she worked as the charge nurse of a convalescent hospital in Escondido, California. And it was called Valle Vista, but everybody called it Valley Vista, but there was no Y. That's Valle. Anyway, she worked there and people would call her the head nurse. And she said, you know what? I am not a head nurse. I'm the charge nurse. Because people didn't like that, what the connotation of that sounds a little bit, I don't know. You know what that sounds like. Knock it off. The head nurse. Come on, don't say that. The charge nurse. And so she always, that was her thing. She also always wore a little red sweater. It was a chenille red sweater. She wore that. Whether it was Christmas or not, she wore her red sweater, and she was known as the nurse with the little red sweater. This was a sickening place, by the way. There was 52 beds, and it sat on the very, very top of the hill in Escondido. It was beautiful. And everyone that stayed there, all of the patients were like money people, like stem cell research money. You know what I'm saying? Like money. And all of their children were like powerful people. There was somebody there who, like, some of the people that stayed there were literally people whose the streets in the area were named after them and their family. That kind of people. Like, who was his name? Oh, huh? No, not Main Street. I'm talking about something else. I can't remember what his name was, but anyway, his grandfather was there, so it was a lot of people. Anyway, the storyline is those people, by the way, they had lawyers. Those people had attorneys on retainer. We do not have attorneys on retainer, so them there ain't fighting words. Don't tell people you're going to call your attorney when you don't even go to the same place to get your oil changed. Right? You don't even have that brand loyalty to anything. So how is it that you all of a sudden have the money every month? You don't even have the money to Venmo someone your part of brunch. But you have a lawyer on retainer when somebody looked at you ugly at TJ Maxx? Get the fuck out of here. You don't have any of that stuff. Just don't say it. Just don't say anything. You would look so much cooler if you just went, wow, this was a very unfortunate situation that happened here, wasn't it? You know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to exhaust every possibility to make sure that the person that did me dirty loses their fucking job. But I'm going to have to do it on my own because I don't have an attorney on retainer. But what I do have is a stern letter. What I do have is a nice ink pen. What I do have is a seal on an envelope. What I do have is an email address. What I do have is I feel like a bug just flew up my nose. I swear to God. I think it's this. Anyway, you don't have a lawyer on retainer. You don't have an attorney on retainer. You haven't seen a doctor in like 3 years. You have not had a flu shot in 6, but you have a lawyer on retainer. I'm so sure. I am so very sure. I'm so sure that you have a lawyer on retainer. How though? How do you have a lawyer on retainer? How do you have a lawyer on retainer, but you don't even go to the same great clips every time you have a haircut? Explain that. Explain that to me. How do you have a lawyer on retainer when you go to a restaurant and you ask them how much more it is for one more hot link? How do you have a lawyer on retainer when you got your car at CarMax, but you have an attorney on retainer? You have an attorney on retainer. How do you have an attorney on retainer when you don't know the difference? How do you have an attorney on retainer when you don't realize that at Starbucks, hot drinks don't come in Trenta? How do you have an attorney on retainer when you go to Starbucks and you don't know the difference between a venti and a Trenta? How do you have an attorney on retainer? How do you have an attorney on retainer? Explain. You don't. Why would you say that? Why would you floss that? Why would you threaten someone with that when you know damn well you cannot follow up on that? How do you have an attorney on retainer when you cannot even make chocolate chip cookies off the top of your head with a recipe that's stored in your head? You should know how to do that if you have an attorney on retainer. How do you have an attorney on retainer when you've never stirred your iced tea with an iced teaspoon? But you have all this money. You have all this. You have all this, and you have all this. You don't have any of that. You don't have any of the. I don't have it either. That's why I'm saying to you, just stop saying that. Oh, I'm going to call my lawyer. Oh, I'm going to call my lawyer. Well, then do it right now. Why aren't you doing it right now? If you have an attorney on retainer, if you have legal services on retainer, and you are threatening someone to call your attorney, do it right now. Everybody walking around has a phone in their pocket. Pick up your phone. Pick up your phone. Hello? Dewey, Screw 'em, and Hal? Hi. Yes, I was at TJ Maxx just now, and I wanted to get this Michael Kors purse that was there, and it was $69.99, and it had an alarm on it that was going off, and I decided that I wasn't going to get it after all, so I hid it in the cat beds because I thought maybe I would go get it later. And someone started following me around the store, and I asked them why, and they just said, is there anything we can help you find? And I said, no, but I don't know why you're following me around. And I asked for the manager, and the manager said, we saw you put that purse in several locations, and then we saw you hide it behind the cat beds. And, you went around the store with it, and we just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. And so I just wanted to call you because I've had you on retainer, and I know I pay $797.23 a month to have you on retainer. And would you like to speak to the manager? Hold on. Can you go get the manager? Because I have my attorney on retainer, and they want to speak to the manager. Huh? What's her name? Her name's Diana. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Here you go. My lawyer that was on retainer. Well, guess what? I called them, and they want to talk to you. Uh-huh. Dewey. It's Dewey. That's all you have to do. So if you have all these lawyers and all these retainers, call them. Just do it right then and there. I don't understand why you would wait till later if all of the parties involved are right here. If everyone's right here, why would you call your legal services later? How do you have legal services on retainer when you do not even know what a notary republic does? You don't even know what they do, but you have a lawyer on retainer. Your tags are expired and have been expired for 3 months, but you have a lawyer on retainer. I am so very sure. Yes, I believe you. I believe you. I am so sure. I am so sure. You're so together, aren't you? You have a lawyer on retainer. How do you have a lawyer on retainer when you don't even know how to peel an orange? You can only drink orange juice, and that's your way of getting your fruit in. You don't even know how to peel an orange. I'm sure. Do you want to see me take a break? Because I think you want to see me take a break. I think I want to see me take a break. Happy holidays.
Festive flexing.
Festive flex.
Ready?
Are you?
I'm ready.
Are you?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Can't hear you.
You ready, sis?
Ready, sis.
You ready?
Yeah. Energy up.
Energy up. Woo!
It's very Delta. Can you believe it? The second one.
I can't believe it. This is the second year and our first episode of the holiday season. I love it. All right, let's do it. All we want for Christmas is her. It's Mariah Carey Carrie.
Hello, darling.
This is exactly what I wanted. I mean, this is my first Christmas wish granted. When we said, okay, this is going to be the second year that we're doing Very Merry Delta, I was like, it has to be Mariah Carey Carrie.
Oh, yes. And I was telling you earlier, people, it's branded to her as well. Now, whether you're a fan or not,
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's Mary Mariah.
It is.
Mary
It is.
Mariah.
What do you do specifically to become Mariah Carey for shows?
Specifically, well, that's such a journey
Yeah.
because to become Mariah, I definitely have to get into a mode and find a confidence in myself to stand differently, posture, and emanate some type of glamour because as a mom, I'm not always glamorous.
Yeah.
It's so hard to believe, but it's so hard. But yes, I really have to make a plan. It is a journey to become Mariah. She's been herself for her whole life.
Right.
I have to try to imitate that. And usually it's the lashes, the hair, and the beauty mark that really brings it out.
Well, I'm lucky enough to have worked with you so much, and so I get to see sort of that like not in drag, and then in drag, as we say. So I get to see, and I'm not going to let anybody in on any of the specific secrets, but I know some of the secrets about the mole and the different ways that you do that, and I hold them sort of. I hold them as a privilege. It's something that I know, and it's like I don't want to tell other people because it kind of ruins that magic for people to know exactly how
My
things are.
backstage secrets, and I appreciate keeping that in the vault.
You have to.
Some aspects,
I've been in rooms where people were not people want to be able to identify immediately and go, oh, that's a drag queen, that's a drag king, that's a this, that's that. They put out these terms, but I've seen people not fully aware that like. Someone's mom is in here. Like this is you, and you're someone's mom, and we celebrate it and we support it because we're like, this is our Mariah Carey. Like we get to share the stage with this person who's helping create this image and this excellence that we want in the show. And so it's interesting when like bar owners or bar staff will not be aware because they're used to seeing breastplates.
Oh.
Or they're used to seeing like hip pads or something. And I've seen people try to help you get in costumes and they're like, well, if you could just move the breastplate, and they don't realize those don't move.
Yeah.
Those don't move.
I can't put them on the dresser at night to air out.
Right.
Oh, I would love to air them out.
Right.
And only backstage do I air them out.
But it's funny because it's like this innocence where they don't know. And then they're like, wait, what? Like,
oh, I've had some moments where they really don't know. And I've been put in some positions where people are very excited.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, those are mine.
Yeah, because they think like,
There's no malice in it. And it's understandable being that I am in a drag show.
Yeah.
So they assume these things now.
But it's fun. I think it's kind of the magic of it.
Yeah.
It's like in this day and age, you don't know, but do you have to know? Like, you don't have to know.
That is actually something I'll have usually at the end of a show. Somebody will ask me, so are you, and I'll say, well, first I'll say one of two things. Are you asking what's between my thighs? Like you're blatantly asking me this question.
Right.
That's for people I know are just need to be checked.
Right.
Otherwise, I will just say, did you enjoy the show? Yes. Oh, good. Have a good day. And I don't even answer because I don't need to answer.
Right.
I'm not obligated to answer what my facade is.
Yeah. I mean, you're a celebrity impersonator. That's what you came to see.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
A magician is not going to tell you their tricks in the trades.
1,000, million, zillion %. When did you know I look and I can do this. I look enough like Mariah Carey, and then I can add the quote unquote smoke and mirrors.
I was 13 years old when I was told I resemble her,
Okay.
and I hadn't even seen who she was yet. Somebody else had MTV. I did not.
Uh-huh.
But when I knew, essentially, it was at Ross's Bubbly Brunch.
Okay. Oh, those
My
were
first
so
show.
fun.
That was my first show. I was already doing an online look-alike
Mm-hmm.
thing, and I had been hired once to be a look-alike through an agency. But it was when they called me and asked me if I wanted to be in the show. I was going to watch the show. I just wanted to go support the queens. Had no intention on coming looking like Mariah or anything. And a friend of mine called me and said, "Do you want to be in the show?" And I said, "Well, I don't know how the queens are going to feel about that," because it was a different beginning of time.
Right.
And but everything was fine, and here we are.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
know-
when I think it was you girls that kind of gave me that. Oh, I can't. Oh,
Yeah.
You think I can? Okay, then I'm gonna trust that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with that. And I'm not a shy person to try new things.
Do you have other impersonators? Are there other Mariahs that you see that
Oh,
you
yeah.
are friends with even?
There is definitely other Mariahs that I see, and I will actually it's a hard thing because I support them.
Mhm.
And I love them, and they're all very nice people and have been very friendly and supportive to me. But I try not to invade on what they're doing so that I don't accidentally pick up a special technique that they have brought
okay.
into the scene, because I
Okay.
find that stealing.
Yeah.
You know, so even though we're all trying to be Mariah, this person might want to do that era or do this look or,
Mhm.
you know, have their signature stamp that they've,
Right.
imitated from Mariah. So yes, there's quite a few,
Mhm.
and they'll give me a run for my money. I always tell them,
Yeah.
"You're coming for my job. You're coming for my job."
I love that.
You know, but there's room. There's a whole vast world out there, and we all have space in it.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm
For
lucky
sure.
to have that with people.
It's funny you say that about watching other impersonators, because I remember Chad Michaels would always say, and his drag mother Hunter, who was also a Cher impersonator, would always say that it's a good idea and the best idea to look at pictures of the celebrity as your character study when a lot of people look at other impersonators.
Exactly,
And
I
what they-
won't do that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what happens is that you're shaping what your face looks like, and you're like trying to imprint the picture onto here, but they had to use other tricks to cheat their face to look like that.
Yes,
Right?
yes. And so for me, I start before I even met the other lookalikes or impersonators or tribute artists, because there's a difference to that.
Right.
You know, there's
Tell us about that.
Okay, so first let's go with a tribute artist.
Uh-huh.
That might be someone who can actually sing,
Okay.
and but they don't look like Mariah, or they can resemble the look, but they definitely don't sound like Mariah. But they will still put on a show. Then there's lookalikes who just look.
Right.
They don't sound. They can't emulate the voice or anything like that. There's impersonators, which is what I'm considered as an impersonator. Or then there's illusionists who really look like that. There's doppelgangers. That a
Right.
doppelganger is somebody who just really is. You can't tell the difference.
Mhm.
I haven't seen one yet. I have
Yeah.
not seen a doppelganger yet.
Mhm.
But I can tell you, each and every Mariah I've seen really has it going on in their own way. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference. So I honestly struggle with what am I in that aspect. I'm not a tribute artist.
Mhm.
I do impersonate. I'll try to do the ambiance and nuances and of Mariah, but I don't sing.
Mhm.
Not like Mariah, Otherwise, I would have been somewhere else in life, I think.
I love that.
But we love and respect her, so I don't need to be her 100%.
Right.
This is for entertainment. I'm a fan first. I'm a lamb first. I really like when I go to her concerts, I don't dress as her. I won't do it. And everybody wants me to go dressed as her. I still dress festive,
Uh-huh.
but I'm there as a fan first because I want to enjoy my time,
Right.
you know. So there's that.
There's that. I love that. Let's take a break. We are back with Mariah Carey Carrie. You said that you don't, when you go to you just recently went to a Mariah concert.
I did.
And you go festive.
Yes.
But, listen, even when you go festive, I mean, when you're just running around, you can't deny. So do people come up to you even when you're not fully done up all the way?
Yes. I've had even where I'm at Target with a ponytail. I'm with my son, and I've had people get emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I have no idea why they would think, no makeup, anything. Granted, that's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
I had posted a picture. I had zero makeup on, curled my hair, and there was a hashtag. And that's how the whole look thing started. Mm-hmm. But yes, people ask at the concert, people ask me to take pictures with their daughters who were named Mariah.
Oh, wow.
And I said, how cute, because I'm Carrie, and now we have Mariah and Carrie. And that happened here today with one of your friends that's here.
And that's literally your name. Like, it's literally your name.
Carrie, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
And what does your son think of this?
So I have a 23-year-old and a 16-year-old, Francisco and Carlo, my kids. They're very supportive. They come to the shows. My youngest son, who loves to skateboard, he's getting into it professionally. He brings his friends, and they'll come watch a show.
Wow.
And, I never expected that. And my oldest son was just there last week when I was doing a show, and he seems very proud, and that makes me proud because I've asked them that. How do you feel about this?
Yeah.
Is it strange? Because I love acting and getting into things and creating magic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and your
they're
husband's
supportive.
a badass.
Oh,
because
he
your husband
is.
will come to the gigs. In fact, we were just at a big show in Long Beach, and you were there in the audience, and your husband was there.
Oh, Daddy comes as many as he can.
He's rad.
He's funny, I have to tell you. Last week, he said, it was Sunday, and he said, what time do we have to be there? And I said, I'm sorry, it was Saturday. What time do we have to be there? And I said, we don't have to be anywhere. You've worked all week. You don't have to come to my work. But he loves you girls. He loves everybody. And
So sweet.
we've been we've all been very close for a while. So he knows everybody. And that blows my mind when he's like, oh, you're going to go see Delta. Or he knows everybody by name. And he supports it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's sweet. And it really shows... it just shows that masculinity, that, people that are very confident in themselves
Yes.
have no problem going somewhere and going, oh, I'm watching art. I'm watching people do a show, like,
Indeed.
and seeing like
Indeed.
you alongside all these different people. Like, well, there'll be a show where it's you and a drag king and a drag queen and somebody singing live and
Yes.
and it's all these different people all really doing the same thing, which, I always narrow it down when I start talking about people who do support and not support. I'm like, listen, yes, what we're doing is art. Yes, it's exciting, but we also know that we're here selling beer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we're doing.
But people come before.
Right.
They don't say, well, let's go drink at the drag show.
Right.
They come for the divinity of the drag, and
They do come for that.
they do. And even at the end, my husband will tell me, oh, you girls put on a great show last night. It was really good. Like the next day, he's still thinking
Right.
that is still lingering. He's proud of us,
Yeah.
and I think that's the same thing. Yes, people, but not everywhere do they drink at drag.
Oh, that's true. That's
Not
true.
everybody. You'll see people just coming to festivate with somebody else, celebrate with
Sure.
somebody else, but they're still having a grand old time.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Everybody here, for at least in our group, of course, knows who you are. We all promote our appearances. And I don't know why, how it works, what happens. I'm just going to throw it out there. Instagram hates you.
That is
not the community of Instagram. Whoever's in charge, they have Instagram. Whoever's in charge, they have canceled your account. I don't know how many times.
okay. Instagram is the Voldemort of my home. That's a
Okay.
bad word. Instagram right now is a bad word, because the last one said AI or like our tech bots have indicated something. First of all, it was my first and last name.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything Mariah, not a picture of her, one photo of me. Doesn't say I'm an entertainer, anything. Different email, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I did reach out to see is this something that I've done? Have I offended somebody? And they're blaming it on a
Right.
bot, but apparently it's a bot because I can still appeal it, but I don't know how.
And
I
it's
need
just-
help, everybody. I need help with this.
Somebody out there help her, because I'm not even joking. I at least know of 3 different accounts.
Isn't it frustrating for you, though, to
Yeah.
want to tag something so
Right.
I can rate, because that's part of us sharing and getting it
Yeah.
out there, because, again, Instagram wants to make you do a post and nobody sees it for 2 days.
And it's just like, I mean, these are like actual pictures of you.
Yes, they're me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even pictures of me as
Right.
Mimi.
Right.
I don't know what to
I
do.
don't know why they do that.
I don't either. Somebody else told me that it could be an AI thing, and I don't understand AI at all.
I don't either.
So I don't know what that means, that statement. It's actually been told to me twice, and I don't understand what that means.
What's the other thing too? Like sometimes if someone will post a video, like taken at a show with actual audio, and you'll post it, I understand where they're like, oh, okay, you can't use that audio. But the weird thing is you could cancel that audio, like so you could mute it, and then you could select the song and lay it over it. So what's the difference?
Or here's another one. I was at a show. They recorded it and tagged me.
Uh-huh.
I shared it. And I got in trouble for it.
Do you think it's
I got-
J-Lo's people?
Who?
See, she's always right in
Oh,
it.
look,
like,
that's a Christmas ball. Yes, that's very nice.
you don't know her.
No.
I don't know her.
Like I truly
I think it is.
legitimately don't.
I think this has something to do with Jennifer Lopez.
Imagine, right? Because I'm getting all the airtime, and she's just
That's what it is.
yeah. There's no J-Lo Christmas.
Hmm.
Sorry, babe. No shade.
I think it could.
We love
be.
everybody.
Do you ever do cardio in high heels?
I have actually.
You have.
It's a true thing.
Uh-huh.
I know that's a funny thing with Mariah, but depending on how you flex your foot, I'm not telling anyone to do it.
Okay.
Because I'm not a gym instructor, nor do I have the training. But depending on how you flex your muscle, that's why you can tell if somebody is a soccer player or a dancer or rides horses. Depending on how you flex your muscle, it'll be a muscle, and 3 different parts are going to be worked out on that. So if you're in a heel or a wedge, you're going to flex that calf a different way, and it's going to hold that way because once you're done working out, you have that cool down period. Mm-hmm. So nobody wants you to do squats and then sit on your behind,
right?
And then it's going to shape like your couch.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. So yes, I have. Seriously, I have.
And what kind?
I'll do it at home. Usually dancing.
Okay.
Usually dancing. I love to dance.
Uh-huh.
It's a big thing for me.
You I always think about this, like, because as somebody who like will do a show and then I'll drive home and be like, oh, let me stop at 7-Eleven or whatever. You leave, and you will often leave in your full face.
I come ready, I leave ready.
You do.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Do people like in the middle of the night at a 7-Eleven lose their, I mean, listen, I know not specifically, but I mean, I know where you live and the distance to where these shows are that we do together. And there's a lot of places to stop along the way when you're like, I got to get fuel, or I got to get a soda or a snack or something. And they're filled with truckers. Do they go wild?
There are looks, there are things said, but I haven't.
You don't have to be nice, but she said there are looks.
Well, there can be creepies.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Especially because I've got the cleavage out,
right.
And featured. They're
right.
featured, and I try not to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, Daddy will get me gas before I leave, so gas stations are a no-no for me. That's for sure. And I usually come straight, or I'll carpool with the Queen.
Right.
But yes, when we stop afterwards and we go to eat or get a snack, like you said, like in a 7-Eleven, I'll stop and get a coffee or something. There's always somebody that wants to say something, but it's not been a trying to get there with this. It's not been a frenzy. There's never been a frenzy. It's usually when I'm walking around WeHo.
Oh, okay.
Or Palm Springs that everybody is more excited, but they already know me from our community.
Right.
So that's not creepy.
Mm-hmm.
It's joyful and fun, but yeah, when I'm by myself.
Anything could happen. You know, when I go to 7-Eleven dressed as Mariah Carey, I never seem to have a problem either. I think
I'm so surprised.
I know. I'm surprised too. Well, I usually do my cardio seated in flats.
Okay.
And so I think people know from my muscle groups. You know, they look at me and they're like.
But with the accuracy, your accuracy,
right,
I mean,
right.
and authenticity.
It's in here where they see Mariah in me. In here and in here.
Yes.
But wait, do you have a specific lipstick that you have to wear when you're Mariah?
So Christopher Buckle is her makeup artist, and I majority only use his makeup line now. And I know the lipsticks that he uses on certain things. He'll post, I used this or I used that, and he's got videos out there. So I've essentially learned a lot from him.
Sure.
Following his guide.
Is there ever a Mariah red lip moment? Does that ever happen? Not really.
Yeah. Yes. There's been a few, but not many. She's not. She's more of a Bardot person.
Yeah, for sure.
If she does that, or nude or honey, little pinkies. Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
But he's got it all. He has everything.
A full collection.
Well, yes, because he does other people. But.
It's so interesting when you were saying about how like other Mariah impersonators will do like certain eras or certain time periods, because I feel like for a long time I was doing Adele. I would always do Adele. Doing Adele, and there was a lot of the quote unquote big girl drag queens who would do that because everyone knew, like, as long as you have a reasonable facsimile of someone's stature, even if it's not exact. And of course, for a lot of us that did Adele, especially when she first came out, she was obviously much heavier. And so people were like, well, obviously I'm still heavier than her, but there was the softness of the face that would lend itself for people. So I was doing that for a long time. And then when she lost a significant amount of weight and then got her residency, I, of course, thought to myself, like, this is not gonna read the same way. And I would still like do some of the costuming and longer hair, and it would be fun. But you really know when you can like pull off a look or an era of someone where other people go, yeah, but you still look like it when you do that look.
So here's my question to you. Is it a question? When a Mariah has any kind of fluctuation in weight, I will always get asked, are you going to lose weight?
Right.
And my answer is always, whatever era this is right now, that's the era you get.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid to gain weight, lose weight, eat a certain way. I'm not.
Right.
And I just want, as long as everyone's happy, because if I don't enjoy it anymore because I'm struggling because of somebody else's idea of what my physique should be at that night,
right,
then I'm not going to enjoy myself anymore.
Sure.
And then it's a job.
Yeah.
And this is not a job to me.
Yeah.
For me, that way. I don't see it that way. It's work.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere I can't wait to get to. I couldn't wait to see you today.
Oh.
This is...
It's just so
And I
fun.
wasn't not eating breakfast this morning because...
Right.
I was going to do this. This is what you get, everybody. This is what you got. Love it or leave it.
It's perfect. And it's perfect. I love it. Let's take a break. We are back with Mariah Carey Carrie. And, I'm just curious, is this has to be busy season for sure.
My busiest.
Yeah.
My absolute busiest.
Yeah.
If you look at my calendar on my phone, there's a dot. And each dot represents a booking that I might have or something I have to do.
Right.
Granted, I do make time for my family, for my friends that we have,
Sure.
things we do every year. Sometimes there's 3 in a day.
Yeah.
And,
Are there ever like corporate events? Does that ever
Yes.
happen? Yeah.
Yes. That's actually was my first booking was a corporate event before I got to play in drag. But yeah, corporate is fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a different type of atmosphere.
What do you mean? What would it be like?
Well, they don't normally expect you. I'm always a surprise.
Oh, okay.
So you might go in and people might be very excited. Oh my gosh, Mariah, Christmas, yes, we're ready. And others are like, what is going on?
Uh-huh.
Why is she,
Yeah. For
is she
sure.
singing or is she not singing? It is, what is happening here? And it's always different. And, when you work at a venue versus a corporate venue, the sound system is always a dilemma.
Yeah.
I always, in my contracts, I always have to say, make sure you have speakers loud and towards your
Sure.
audience, for them to get the full kind of effect,
Sure.
Otherwise, they're going to hear me lip whispering.
I did a wedding in Palm Springs, and it was at a beautiful restaurant right on Palm Canyon, and the grooms were lovely. They were so kind, and their guests were super, super kind. But there was an issue with the sound, and we had not clarified it in the beginning, and we could not get it to properly work. And I was like, well, I have to do this number. I had to play it on my phone and hold the phone and walk around.
Oh my God. I was going to say, how about when somebody's text message comes in
Yes.
or calls and that I always send my things first, my music first. And yeah. So when that happens, if something cuts out, the reception, the Bluetooth kicks off, something like that, I'll just say, well, do you know it?
Right.
Do you know it? Let's sing it together.
It's live theater.
And yeah. Yeah, and you
It
try
happens.
to, and then it's still interactive with the
Yeah.
audience. I know you know what to do.
But I think people get a kick out of it too. But when they see you rolling with it, they love you even more. It's just like
Oh.
falling down or something like that. Like people will,
The
if
show
they
must
see
go
you
on.
stay, they're like so on your side.
Speaking of falling down,
I know you did have a fall recently.
I did. I
Yeah.
tore a ligament in my left ankle.
And the doctor told you off of it for like 5 weeks.
5 weeks, my entire season.
And what did you say? No, we're going to find a way around this.
That's a no. I said, well, if I tweak or manipulate the time, how long can I be on it?
Uh-huh.
And the answer was, no more than 20 minutes at a time. I said, great. I'll do a 5-minute number, a 6-minute number. I'll elevate.
And you're done.
And it's great.
Of course, you'll be in pain when you get home.
Indeed. I will be. And that does happen sometimes, but I know how to take care of it.
Yeah.
I've been trained.
I was going to say, you are about to go back in for a certification, right?
EMT certification.
Yeah.
Yes, emergency medical tech. So I had taken the course before, passed it with flying colors, and then Rona kicked in. So
Yeah.
we all had to stay home. There was no testing. And you can only certify for a certain time or take the test, and then it expires.
Mm-hmm.
So my time expired. So I'm going to go ahead and take a refresher course and get back into it. I love doing it. So I can take care of myself.
There's a movie already like that I think could be written about this life of a mom who's also a wife, who also decorates beautiful Christmas trees, by the way. Who's also a Mariah Carey impersonator, who's also an EMT. Because I'm already thinking,
I was like, really? Is there a movie?
no, this has got to be your life. I think people would love to watch this. And also next year at Halloween, if you are up and running and you are doing EMT work, I'm trying to imagine you still being able to go, I'm not wearing a Halloween costume. I just happen to look like Mariah Carey, and you show up to provide emergency medical services to people.
Well,
It's
the
Mariah
look
Carey.
is totally different. The look is totally different when you're on an ambulance or in the ER,
Right.
because it's a messy job.
It is.
It's a messy job. It's you want to protect your face at all
But
costs.
if you just
Just a dot.
just a little
That's my my Clark Kent.
right, it is.
It's right here.
It is.
All of a sudden,
There
there
totally
she is.
Well, this is the part of the podcast or talk show, depending upon how you consume the show, called Read Me Delta. Read Me Delta! So people send me letters and they ask questions, or maybe they ask for advice. And if you want to send us a letter and you want it to be answered on the show, email me at readmedelta@gmail.com. So the first one is here.
I love a good pen pal moment.
I know. Sometimes people ask outrageous things.
Let's see.
Okay. And they don't know who's here necessarily. So,
Oh.
Dear Delta and guest, I myself am a bigger drag diva who is known as Obesia. Obesia embraces her curves daily and is celebrated by her local community for proving that a bigger girl can in fact wear a sexy two-piece, I can't read that word. Oh, two-piece lingerie as part of her drag number. She's on everyone's lips. She's very that. But skinny twinks exclude me from backstage kikis about men suspecting of the fact that I literally have snatched the same trade they fight over. Why is there a preconceived idea that a voluptuous doll is not desirable? Science proves time and time again that's not true. What do you think of someone who I'm sure has attracted many trades in her life? Cheers, my beauty. I think people always judge everybody regardless.
You can't win them all anyway.
You can't. They're always going to think that, again, somebody who is very, this is the thing. People talk about diabetes being a heavy person's disease, but if it runs in your family, it could be anybody.
Yeah, yes.
And of course, I would never hide behind the truth that weight absolutely predisposes people to things. It does. It's a precursor in a way.
What's odd is that this is a scenario people have to wonder about or ask about.
Right.
That this is so important to others on what your weight is or what your health is. Life is too short. If this is making you happy, there's going to be trolls out there everywhere.
There are. I think people...
And entitled.
Yeah.
There are entitled people in every genre, entertainment, grocery store. It doesn't matter. There's always a clique.
I think people get really uncomfortable when they watch someone who is happy and free and doing things that they like or is getting attention in whatever way. But when they look at them, they think, you're everything that I was trying not to be. But I see you being celebrated and having a good time. And so it bothers them because they think, I fought against that. And I thought if I made myself look better or feel better and do all these things, that I would get what you're getting.
So they're upset about that they wasted their own time.
They wasted their time.
With an idea that has been bred to many out there.
And I think to this letter, I mean, honestly, it's really boils down to people being jealous of anyone. People don't like anyone who is too proud or too free. And they hate when they work so hard to go, I'm going to be perfect and I'm going to be do everything right. My hair's going to be perfect. I'm going to be thin. And then they find out, wait, you didn't have to do all that. And somebody was interested in you or attracted to you. Oh, they are so burned.
Remember that I had a different set of parents or, family growing up. You had a different set. These people are raised differently with their own ideas in-house, maybe, or with the friends that they hang out with. So they learn these extravagant ideas of how life is supposed to be, especially with social media, as that's not new to anybody, how it should be or how you should be perceived. To that writer, I really hope that by the time this letter has reached you, they've already got their answer to just have fun with their life and not worry about that.
Yeah, I agree. Stop. How about this? How about people just stop being nosy?
Right? Mind your business.
Okay, dearest Delta and scintillating guest.
Oh.
I create content for an influencer who has never said to me, that was great. That was smart. That was funny. I love what you did. Or even just thank you. I make it my job to champion their best, but it's never reciprocated. How do you handle a situation like this? It doesn't seem very Delta. Please help. Very Jacqueline in Kansas City. She, they. They work for someone. They work with someone who's never grateful for what they do.
They're not feeling appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two ways to look at it. Did they use your content?
Yeah.
Did they use it? That's sometimes people's way of saying, yes. Oh,
Right.
yes, I liked it, because their content is all about their representation. If they don't use it,
Mm-hmm.
then they didn't believe it was something that was going to get them somewhere.
That's a great way to look at it.
But then there's common courtesy.
Right. I do think also, you might have to look at the fact that you are if you're creating content for someone and I don't know if you're like shaping it for them and they are the quote unquote personality. If that's the case, I mean, I'm just here to tell you there are people, and we have to create our content as well.
Mm-hmm.
The person you might be creating for may just be very full of themselves. They may be they may say, I feel like I had this discussion recently that there's a difference between being self-centered and being selfish.
Oh, yes.
And I definitely know that I am a self-centered person. I think about all of the things, when I'm getting ready. Do I want this flower here? Do I want that there? What does this say? Because I know what my own personal insecurities are. I've said before, before I ever did the podcast, I used to go on Instagram Live during the pandemic, right?
Yes.
And I always had my camera right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had a nice oval chin. And then when we started doing the podcast, and I realized the camera's going to give a real angle of what you really look like. And then I realized, oh my God, I do not have control over that because.
Oh, but see how that worked out? Look
Well,
how
I mean,
gorgeous you are.
But thank you. But what I'm saying is like, may not have that control. So I feel like that is a vanity. It's vain. It's vanity. And that's fine because what we do is present an image out there. However, I don't consider myself a selfish person. I want to share what I have. I want to share that time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the person that you're working with is in fact either selfish or self-centered, or maybe they're both, and maybe they don't want to take the attention away from themselves.
If you're taking care of yourself, which we are often told to do,
Mm-hmm.
take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Because then you have a confidence, or you have this posture inside your body, inside your soul, to want to go do more for others too.
Yeah.
Don't be self-centered and selfish. Don't be both.
Don't be both.
Don't be both.
Don't be both.
Because
just be self-centered.
you'll burn a bridge there. You're going to burn a bridge real fast that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Say thank you. Say please and thank. Guys, why is that so hard for people to say please and thank you anyway?
Because people will say a lot of nasty things.
They will.
Why can't they?
Especially in this season. This is the season of Mariah. This is the season to start exercising that, doing that, and carry it all throughout the year because she's only out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as that first week of January hits, she goes back.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She goes back.
It's such a sad time in
It
January.
is so sad when the season is over for me.
It is. It is. We were talking about our Christmas trees and festive flex and
A festive flex. We put up Christmas trees. Some people don't like it. They think it's a festive flex. Well, guess what? We're excited. We're grateful. We put it up because it feels good.
Everyone is. If you put up a tree and you post it, you are festive flexing.
See, we're
nothing wrong with it.
We're so on the same page with this because I even talk about that with Halloween costumes. I think if I'll meet you wherever you are with a Halloween costume, if all you can do is put on like a funny button and that's you, you're at the party. I say, come on in.
Daddy has worn a black shirt that says costume judge.
Yeah.
That was his costume. I said, okay, well, as long as we're going out.
Yeah, he's part of it. I love
Yes,
it. I love it. And so Christmas is the same way. If you want to celebrate Christmas and all you have is this box from the Dollar Tree and you put it out and it makes you feel good, that's plenty. To me, it's the same as putting out 15 Christmas trees.
That's right.
Because
Put some
you felt
music on,
good.
light a candle. There you are.
I love it.
There you are.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is so fun. This is how we kick off the holiday season.
And I have your number, and I wanted to keep texting you going, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you.
So fun. So fun.
An excuse.
I would ask you, where can people find you on Instagram? But I think by the time they go look, you'll be gone.
Well, TikTok is my What's on the clock right now?
Oh, okay. So TikTok is okay.
Yeah, TikTok
Oh,
is
okay.
okay.
Tell us, we're on
We
TikTok.
love me some TikTok. Mariah Carey Carrie. My real name is Carrie. So
Right.
Mariah Carey Carrie. And I think that's your best bet.
Right.
And, follow the queens. They're always posting where we're going to be.
And it's Carrie in the middle. So Mariah and then Carrie.
It's her name, Mariah Carey,
Uh-huh.
and then mine,
Okay.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Her Majesty goes first.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for listening and watching Very Delta. We come out every single Monday. Please subscribe to the Mom Podcast. Please subscribe to Mom Podcast right here on the Mom Podcast YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. And search for Very Delta on your favorite podcast apps. And subscribe to Mom Plus for even more Very Delta. You can send all your questions to readmedelta@gmail.com, and you can follow me on Instagram @DeltaWork. You can also follow the show on Instagram and TikTok @VeryDelta, because if you're not, you're only getting half the Delta. Join me next week right here. And until then, make sure you keep things very Merry Delta.
This episode of Very Delta was brought to you by Orange Diamond, the official emoji of the Very Delta show. Theme from Delta Works. Very Delta by the Wilpitz Orchestra.
Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom. Hosted by Delta Work and produced by Mark Jacobs. Engineered by Margot Padilla and editing by Doug Robertson. Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio.